Hey YouTube, it's Petey Two Finger, and I'm recommending a movie from 1980 called Pixote. Now I have to give you a warning. As the film is rated 4 stars by Roger Ebert, it's listed as a masterpiece. It is a tragic, horrific, emotionally challenging film that has some disturbing stuff involving children. There is naked kids running around. And the last movie I recommended also had that type of stuff in it. So I'm like, I gotta let you know if something like that pops up. I'm like, that's I don't do not want to see people with their clothes off, especially children, when I'm watching a movie. So I gotta warn you, this is not for sensitive viewers. This isn't for feel good movie of the summer, for going to, after dinner at mom and dad's house. Hey, let's watch Pixote, kids. No, this is a hardcore movie. But it's a great movie, and I wanted to share it with you because I had put it off not watching it. But um, the final scene in this movie is one of the most disturbing things I think that has ever been filmed. Now, what led me to this movie? I use this free streaming service called Look Movie, and are you guys able to see this, or did I not? Okay, yeah. Look Movie is this free streaming service that has all these movies you can watch, and it's good if you're going to use this. You need to use it with Brave browser. Brave has the pop-up blockers built into it, because if you don't, it's very difficult to even use this because of the amount of pop-ups. With Brave, there's no pop-ups. You just get the movie. So. And Brave is, if you haven't upgraded to that, you should. At least have it for when you need to use it. So, here we have this filter, okay? If you don't see it, you can click filter here and this will pop up. So we're going to select a rating of a 7 and above. So that means we're only going to be seeing good movies. 7 and above, and we're going to go to the year of 1970, and here they are, all the 7 and above, all the good movies from 1980. Check it out. Now, MASH, that's a Robert Altman movie. Hey, that movie, Pink Floyd did the soundtrack. I do not like Robert Altman movies. I've given him a try so many times and really came away feeling like, what the heck? Now, this movie popped up. Brewster McCloud, this kid lives in the Astrodome, builds this bird suit, and flies around at the end and then just crashes and dies. It's got a couple of good looking women in it. What's her name? The first role in a movie, Shelley Duvall, first role. She's fantastic in it, but the movie's a stink bomb. Now, I read in a list of Harmony Korines. He said he saw Brewster McCloud, and the next day him and his neighbor went out hang gliding, and they crashed into a missile silo, and his neighbor lost his right leg. Now, I do not believe that. Harmony Korines is a massive troll. But he's made some incredibly ridiculous movies. Trash Humpers, Gummo, Spring Breakers, Beach Bum Kids, and certainly, like you see here, he made Kids. He made Gummo. Gummo is one of the most challenging and disturbing films I've ever seen. If you haven't seen Gummo, put that on your list, but be warned. Be warned. Now, I am a firm believer. This guy said that if you look up Harmony Korines' favorite movies, there's like 25 different lists of them, and they're all different, okay? All the lists are different with different movies in them. But one of them that I ran into, he listed Pixote. And I had known about this movie, and I'm of firm belief that Harmony Korines watched Pixote, and because he watched Pixote, he was inspired to make both Kids and Gummo. So, what's Pixote all about? Well, it's a 1980-81 Brazilian drama made by Hector Babenco. It is highly praised. Like, if you look up Pixote, it's all like the best movie ever made, best foreign film, one of the best film, blah, 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 blah. People just love this movie. It's about this little kid, and he gets swept. He's an orphan, I think, and he gets swept up on a crime sweep into a juvenile home that's corrupt. And there's some shady stuff going on with the cops. There's a transvestite there that's picked on. So he ends up getting out of there, him and his buddies, and the transvestites with them. So they end up getting involved in some serious business with some drug dealing on the streets. And then they end up getting involved in prostitution. That's the final act of the movie. And there's this scene on the bed. The version that I watched on Look Movies was a terrible quality of picture. The subtitles were tough to read. The audio wasn't the best, so I'd really recommend you watch it on YouTube, and I'll show you that link. But the last 7 minutes of the movie were cut. And I'm pretty sure what happens is he gets up off the bed, walks out of the room, and the credits roll. And that's all that I missed, you know. But that being said, I did miss the ending, and I'm here making this, oh, you got to check it out. Here's the link that I'm going to recommend you watch it on. It's a YouTube channel called Visionario. Pixote is how you pronounce that. Ele do Mas Fraco. Ele do Mes Fraco 1980. This is the 2 hour and 7 minute 45 second cut. And as you can see, the subtitles are good and the picture quality is decent. It's way better than what I watched. Oh, you weren't able to see that. I'm so sorry. Here it is. Pixote Ele do Mes Freco 1980, and that's the Visionario channel. So this is the version that I'm gonna, if you want to watch this movie, okay, mind you, there's murder, there's violence, there's some sex stuff going on that's really disturbing between adults and children. There's some prostitution with this whore at the end, and there's some really graphic stuff involving an abortion. So I gotta warn you, this movie, it's so unbelievably disturbing, the final scene in this movie, but it's a great movie. It's a great movie. It's a powerful movie. And this guy, obviously, you got to wonder, how did he make this film? Was this guy close to people who had lived on the streets in Brazil? Did he himself grow up in this type of environment? Well, there must be some kind of contact, because I can't see how you would just write this, you know? You'd have to kind of know that this is really what goes on in some parts of the world. And when people like me will say the United States of America is the greatest country in the world and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, a huge part of it is because of movies like this. When you realize, wow, if I was born there and something bad happened to my parents, that could have been me who was, you know, thrown into a van, taken out into the wilderness, and shot with a rifle 15 times because they needed someone to pin a crime on by the horrifically corrupt police department, you know. So yeah, I put this movie on last night. My wife and I were going to watch it, and I shut it off because it looked so gritty. I'm like, this is starting out looking like there isn't much hope in this cinematic universe, and I know it's going to go south. So I shut it off, and we put that Brewster McCloud movie on, which was just an absolute steaming turd of a movie. It was like, how much cocaine did Robert Altman do? And why were the critics just giving him a 7? Like, was MASH that good? I'm gonna have to check it out. I know I saw MASH when I was a kid, so I'm gonna have to give that one a chance. I remember it being a great movie. But everything else I've seen by Robert Altman angers me. It's always the same thing. It makes you seem like there's more going on than there really is. Like you should be paying attention because you're missing all the stuff that's flying over your head. But that's just his style. So, Kita, did you fart? It's okay. It's okay, Kita. I made a bad poopy earlier today, too.
Are you still filming?
All right, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you watch this thing. It's that last scene is really really disturbing. So I hope you enjoy that, and thank God that we live in the United States of America. Even though we had Donald Trump, and now it looks like this Biden character has screwed the pooch in Afghanistan. Doesn't it? Doesn't it seem like that? I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't we just get a good president that did what was right for the country? I don't know. I don't know if that even can happen. You know, it just seems like we're being played on that whole thing, turning us against each other on Facebook. I don't know. I don't know. Divide and conquer comes before the fall. That's what it seems like to me. But it still is the best nation. When you look at this thing and see what these kids went through in this juvenile home, you'll thank your lucky stars that you weren't born in Sao Paulo. All right, you guys, stay cool, hug your pets, and peace.